So that was my week, and I hope you enjoyed it. I know I had a long one. This one coming up is going to be very rainy, so maybe I'll get in the studio more. So have a magical day. Like, share, and subscribe, please. Okay, so it's Tuesday, and well, I have my period, but it's like I need to tell you that. But I actually I get scared every time I do because last year I had a really bad uh, issue with bleeding, and I needed blood transfusions and things like that. So I get terrified anytime things are heavy, and I also need to rest when I have it because I'm extra sensitive, and emotionally I like start. I thought I'd share this in case anyone else had any issues with this. I'm perimenopausal, so I'm between like. So anyway, I'm on medication to control it, but I'm having breakthrough bleeding, so that's scaring me. So I'm having to rest, because the more I move, the more you need to rest. And some people want just food from me all day long, and I can't give it to them because they'll be nothing but neck fat. And I'm trying to talk about something serious about me. This is all about me. I'm sorry, was it not focused on you? You are so cute. Jesus. That was perfect timing. I couldn't train her better to do those kinds of things. And why am I always wearing this thing when I'm going into a long rant? I think I have a video of me trying to clean up my room and trying to put things away. I tell you, I have so many clothes that as soon as I get them on the hangers, I run out of hangers. So at some point today, I'm going to go get hangers. And hopefully at some point today, I keep on wanting to do a makeup. I don't know what you would call it, because what I like to do, if I'm going to go to all the trouble of putting on makeup, if I'm going to go through all the trouble of putting on makeup and looking like something or showing you a look, I'd like to take that look and use it in a shoot of some sort to promote some kind of product that I have, because that just makes sense to me. I mean, I don't mind doing it for the joy of doing it either. That part's pretty fun. But I'm unemployed right now, so I kind of like want to stack things together, being closer to making money, and just have it make doing my business more fun. But anyway, so I'm very much like not in that mode right now today. Maybe later, and it might not be until tomorrow. But so do you see yourself? Her eyeliner is always on point. Look at that. Look at that girl's liner. It's always on point. She's so pretty. She's so funny. But so I'm on the couch and I'm watching a lot of YouTube. It's a little chilly outside. But I'm gonna have to water plants later, so I don't know. As I have all those vegetables started, they're really like growing now, so I have to keep watering things, and that means carrying stuff. And oh, I love you. I'll be okay. You just want stuff. I don't have enough. You can't keep eating all day, baby. You can't keep eating all day. I'm sorry. There should be some dry out. It's specifically some kind of delicious food, not just, oh, I need kibble or anything like that. Please don't think that. Like, she has food Jesus, at her disposal. At her disposal, she has food. She just wants delicious food. So, don't we all? Well, I mean, she doesn't have thumbs, so, and she can't cook, so I guess I would be begging too. But, so, I'm on the couch, and I'm watching YouTube, and I'm watching about K-pop stars. Why, I don't know. And I'm starting to get very concerned and very focused on the fate of the K-pop star and engrossed in it. I swear to God, I could get engrossed in any kind of humanitarian issue for any kind of human if it's presented in the right way. Do you see my cat? My cat's a freaking alien. He does these weird pop in and out and makes these weird noises. William, where are you? Where are you? I can't find you anywhere. There he is. Hello, William. How are you? Where are you? William, where are you? Where are you? There you are. Woo! It's time to be on TV. You don't like it when he gets attention. I know. But you tolerate it, right? Because he loves you. William, are you going to come back? All of a sudden he's camera shy. There you are. Hey, come back! William! Where are you? Where are you? I can't find you anywhere. There you are, William. Come on up here. Woo! Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on down. No. He likes that game. William, where are you? Where are you? I can't find you anywhere. Where are you? There you are, William. William, come on up here. Ah! Oh, she got all jealous and left. Come on, William. He likes the game. Okay. Here, let's see if we can do it. William, where are you? Where are you? I can't find you anywhere. Oh my God. You don't understand. He's really fat, so he makes like the upstairs. So that's my thoughts on like this Tuesday morning, where I have a lot planned in my mind, a lot I want to do and can't do it all physically because I don't want to push myself. I don't want to see, the thing is the more blood I lose, the more anemic I'll get. So I have to be careful about that. It's not something I like to talk about and share about all the time because I spent all last year doing that and I don't want to spend this year doing it as well. But stress can definitely make me do more. I don't know if I've been talking about this. This is a... Am I really... like... 8 minutes. Okay. Sometimes I wonder how long I go on and on about a certain topic to the point where I think I'm dwelling on it. And I strive for a balance between like actually thinking about something, solving it, and worried that I'm being self-absorbed and dwelling on things. So I actually haven't been talking that long at all. And most of it has been animals, which thank God, right? But yeah, I don't want to spend this summer. Gosh, we just got out of quarantine. I don't want to spend it like bleeding all over the place. I don't want to go in the hospital either. That's the main thing, because I don't have health insurance. And last time when I had it, None of it was covered. I've spent a lot of money on healthcare, and paid for useless insurance. I'll never do that again because I wound up just paying the bills anyway. I don't know. So I am going to go and I'm gonna rest. I'm gonna try to change it from this the K-pop star stuff because it is bad, if not worse, treatment as to a artists in general are treated in the world. I think, I mean, literally what you offer as an artist is not essential, as far as it does not just feed you, shelter you, clothe you, give you transportation. I mean, design does. I don't mean that, but as far as like frivolous art, as far as, you know, acting and music and visual arts and even cinema, all those things are valuable. I don't think that they're invaluable. I don't think that they're not valuable. I think you have a very dry, soulless society without it all. But it is interesting how a corporation controls an artist and their art and their ability to feed themselves from it. And I think it's probably been that way throughout history. So, you know, artists could survive in the Renaissance, but they would have to wind up living with a family and like doing like a lifetime's worth of work in order to get food, shelter, and clothing and live in, you know, maybe they were probably great surroundings, but it's not being independent. So I strive for that, and like, I think I've always tried to make my art accessible and affordable to someone who has to rely on someone else for their income. Like, I try to think of the person who's making $10 an hour. And I've always found that, you know, someone who makes $10 an hour very often really loves art and can't necessarily always afford to just purchase some big paintings or have you design their house for it. That'd be great to make money like that all the time. But I like being able to have someone buy one of my paintings. You know, it might not be a large one. I'll do a smaller one for like $20 or have prints available for like $2. I'm not, and I've wound up being able to sustain myself off of generous working class people who love art, who love a different way of thinking. And it's not necessarily the Karens and the Beckys of the world that have given me. I look like shit right now. I really don't care. I can do myself up. I can look better if I want to. I still got cute cheeks, right? I was like, keep the distance. No, you want to see up close? Let's see. I mean, actually, this doesn't look too bad, but there's no filter on. I don't think. I don't ever set a filter. If there's a filter, it's on because the camera already has it on, or I accidentally touched it. But this is all natural lighting in the house, so that's usually a little more forgiving, I guess, than because I'm not young. I don't want to look old. but I think sometimes I do. I see like, ugh, these lines. But yeah, like regular people buy my stuff, so I don't rely on some imaginary upper crust paying for my portraits, or the weird shit that I think up to draw, the weird shit that I think up to make. I don't fucking rely on those people for my income. It's probably never worked out that way for me. It's usually someone who has had an interesting life, or wants to have an interesting life, wants to experience something new, wants to experience something beyond, like, here's this canned culture that you're supposed to have. No new thoughts, no new or just no open thoughts coming in. Nah. I like to be able to talk to people about anything and have open, free discussion and mind, and always want, temper everything with freaking kindness and some common sense too. But I when I first started out trying to sell my art to the public, I started out with it on t-shirts because I knew graphic designs would be a good idea. And I was impressed at how much stuff I sold, and how well it was received by a lot of people I wouldn't have thought that wanted it. But then I also had to deal with people who were extremely judgmental or critical, or I didn't know that there would be frustrated artists coming into my booth angry that I had the gumption to spend $85 for a booth fee, putting up an umbrella, and put my shit out on a table. That I had like jewelry, I had made some t-shirts myself. Like, everyone thought I bought everything that was in my tent. I had made it myself, and I tried to make sure that, like, my craftsmanship was really good, that my display ability was really good. But it's just starting out, and I don't know. I've had people want me to feel like I should have low self-esteem about my art, because sometimes I do a very childlike, intentional style of art, which is abstract expressionism. I mean, that's what I do. And I can do renderings. I can draw, still lifes and things like that. I know how to do accurate drawings of objects, faces, people, forms, animals, textures. I can do other things. I don't really spend a lot of time trying to prove myself. I'm just trying to make something pretty. Most of the time, I just want it to feel good while I make it. Some of my art, I swear to God, while I was drawing it, while it was this, I don't know, there's this, when you move your shoulder a certain way, and you're into it, and you're in the spirit of it, there is something so magical about that I wouldn't be able to experience that if I was doing a rendering that was so technically accurate. I question whether I'd be enjoying it. It would feel like excruciating to me. I've seen friends spend a year on a drawing to get just the right dot placement. And I have never felt that I had that much time on this planet that I would intentionally only draw 3 lines in an hour. But I know why they do it. They have to do it that way. It's about accuracy. It's about precision. It takes a long time. So I choose to do something that's quite a bit faster, and just, I get my results. I don't know what results other people get. I mean, I'm not saying I'm the best artist in the world. Yes, art is subjective, but there are some crappy out there too that lacks skill, that lacks, an eye. But back to it. I've always sold my artwork to people who had means to support themselves and had a little bit left over to spend on whatever the fuck they wanted to, and so they spent it on me, and I was always happy about that. And I think that's why I like the festival, and that's why I've always been honored when people are willing to help support me through stuff that I make that they like, and that's all it's about. And it feels pure and it feels good, especially if they're people who have jobs that are very important. I've all your essential workers, those are the people that are my my art fan base. Those are the people who are my customers for my business when I sell retail things. All these people that have, just regular jobs that are super important. It's super important to have society run. And a lot of them are artists themselves. A lot of them are very, even more talented. I know teachers. I have a friend who's a teacher, and her art looks like it's out of the Renaissance era, and amazing, just amazing. And she teaches high school, and I'm not even sure if she teaches high school art. How about that? But she's bought my art, right? Like, that is incredible to me. Some of the most incredible artists have bought art from me, which is like, that's like, so maybe I should just do some art today and not worry about like the one thing that I want to do. I want to use this Crystal Cave collection for Wet n Wild, and I want to do my face up sort of festivally. I want to make myself a crown, and I want to make a video for TikTok dancing all around in the yard because I miss having a festival. I don't know. I think social media has been an outlet for me for not really socializing as I should. I talked to my neighbors yesterday, which was good. I mean, yes, it was at a social distance, but the dogs got to be pet finally, and I don't know. I mean, they were just having it's good neighbors. Like, they were just chilling, sitting by their car, brought the dogs out so that they could say hello to the lady, her son. You know the lady I'm talking about? Do you? Do you know? Here, do you know the lady I'm talking about yesterday? Where she was in like the wheel. It wasn't a wheelchair, it was like a walker thing. Yeah. You can be on film. You want to be on camera? Yeah? Yeah. You need to be on camera. I think William wants to be on camera. William, did you get a mouse? Oh, he's playing with his mouth. He's dropping it down from the stairs. I had a mouse at the other house. It was actually a very cute mouse, but he was playing with it, And I thought he would kill it that night, and he didn't. He just sort of put it in our tub where it couldn't jump out and kept it in there and just kept on dive bombing him and just playing with him. And the mouse was so exhausted by the time I had my daughter go in and like put a cup and a cover and a bottom to him, like that, so we could take him outside. And the poor thing was so tired, he just sort of went, ugh. Put the cover on him. And then when we let him loose, he started jumping near us. I was like, this is weird. I think if William could, he would have a pet. William loves everything. This dog. So that's just my thoughts for Tuesday. I don't think I really share too much on the vlogs about what's inside my headspace and what I'm trying to live for and what I'm trying to do and how my health is, or workouts or whatever. I haven't done any workouts, honestly. When I'm like this, I cannot work out because I can't risk. I don't know. My doctor doesn't believe me, but I believe that my uterus is sensitive, and you lift over 10 pounds. I think I could be doing damage to myself if I do too much stuff. I just do. You see me now. I've always been chubby, but I've always been active too. When I had my kids growing up, I was in the gym 3 hours a fucking day. 3 hours a day. I hope I don't get demonetized from cuss words. I'm not even monetized yet. Can you guys like, share, all that stuff, and subscribe so I can try to get monetization? Me and this dog deserve it. Doesn't she deserve to have delicious food all the time? No. Anyway, so I don't know. Maybe I'll do a live chat at some point. I'm not sure. But I'm definitely going to do some kind of art today. I just don't know what. I don't think I have the energy for the dancing around. Oh, should I? See you later. You say you want a revolution. Well, we all want to change the world. You tell me that it's evolution. Well, we all want to change the world. But if you're talking about destruction, don't you know that you can count me out? 'Cause it's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. You say you got a real solution. Well, we all love to hear the plan. You ask me for my contribution. Well, we're all doing the best.
Here's a challenge. You're scrolling on TikTok watching videos right now. While looking at your phone exactly how you are right now without moving, take a video using this sound. This is what you look like while you're scrolling on TikTok. How does this make you feel?
So I have the light off and I don't feel like getting up. I've been feeling really shitty the last couple days. I don't think I'm gonna get sick, but I'm a little worried about my breakthrough bleeding. It's gotten more intense. It's like having a regular period. And then I have another week afterwards. So I'm just worried about losing blood and stuff. So I'm just going to make sure I eat like really super iron-rich foods. Probably not be plant-based all the way, but eat a lot of plants all the same. I haven't been eating either a lot of salads lately, so I need to keep doing that. And if it gets bad, I will go to the doctor, but I don't want to. Especially not right now. I don't have one up this way. I would have to be going to my doctor in Culpeper. That means I would have to drive 3 hours, and I don't want to do it in this condition. So I don't know, if I get worse, I might just go to a local doctor here. I shouldn't have done as much as I did in one clump today. I went and watered all my plants, and then I went grocery shopping because I had no food. So I lifted a bunch of heavy bags and a bunch of heavy water. And I shouldn't be lifting things over 10 pounds, and I should just be resting. And I keep punishing myself for not resting because I keep on watching all these inspirational shows that tell you to get up and get going and get moving. And I am that person when I can be, but I'm not that person right now, and I need to know when to rest. It's really hard for me to want to do that. But being in pain helps stop me. I don't know. I didn't want this to be part of my vlog, but it is a part of my life, and I haven't had to deal with this for a couple of months. So I am concerned that maybe all the stress has gotten to me, or I don't know. I just don't know. I just need to calm down. It hasn't been so much blood, but anytime it's a lot of blood, it just freaks me the hell out, because I haven't bled the last 2 months a lot. So that could be why I'm having something happen now. I don't know. I hope that that's all it is. All right. And also, I'm not going to do any soy this week. Hopefully that'll help alleviate the problem, because soy has a tendency to raise your estrogen levels, and that's my main problem, is I have too high estrogen. So as long as I keep my progesterone levels higher than my estrogen levels, I'll be okay. So bye. Okay, so this is before what I look like before I do this one look that I want to do, and I'm doing it with natural flowers, and I've already made the crown. So let me explain what I'm doing. There are no festivals, so I'm gonna give myself a festival, and I've already made I always make crowns anyway. But I make frames too. So if you ever want to buy just a frame, this is a brass frame. And then you can put things on it. And I chose some tie-dye ribbons, because one of the very first festivals that I think most festivals kind of have this style to them when they're music festivals, even fairy festivals, they get a little hippy-dippy. And that's because of Woodstock. And Woodstock happened in 1968, and that was, just when everything was really happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a real flower headpiece that's going to be hippie style, and I'm doing it in amethyst, with amethyst colors, because God, why am I so nervous? Amethyst colors, because they are, don't need all this. So I'm just shoving them in, and that's what you'll do when you get them. And they have different notches on them. I'm just shoving this in. And then if you need to glue them in place, you can. I think I will need to. So, and you can let them dry on, or you can pick them off later. So that's what I'm doing, and not very cohesively. Oh my God. There we go. So you can sandwich the leaves around the glue, and it'll help build a little habitat for the glue. Little glue barge. know what else to call it. But it'll definitely keep the flowers on. You can also do this with three on that side. Let me get this bigger one over here. You can also do this with artificial flowers. I like this. Now in like Hawaii and some other cultures, they weave these things together. I'm not doing that. I'm just like gluing things in place. Because they use like a needle and thread. I'm gonna have to try it sometime. It's really hard. If you ever buy something from an artisan in the street that makes all that stuff by hand, you better give them a good tip. In Pakistan, they had lots of vendors that had flower necklaces that were out of jasmine or roses, and bracelets, like live, oh gosh. And the people make them fresh every day. Is it staying on? Looks like it. Alright, so I have some other, these are all from my yard, by the way. Haha. So these are weeds that no one likes ever growing in their lawn except for me. So I'm going to definitely put these in there. So, some complete with ants. Ants go marching one by one. Hurrah, hurrah. Here we go. I have to see. This is the bottom of it, so you want to make sure you'll be able to see. But a little bit of interruption in your forehead kind of looks good, but I do want my eyes to show. So there is that. Ew. So this leaf I don't want to show. Let's get a pretty leaf. Yeah, that'll be good. Ooh, I almost hit my thumb. Ho ho ho. Ho ho ho. Oh no, I buried this stupid thing. Oh, you dummy. Yeah, it's so silly sometimes. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Cannot control it all, Madre. So I want to put some of these big ones. I might want to put a big one in the center. Do you think? I don't know. I don't know. I'm shaking. I need something to eat. Look at me shaking. Yeah. I'm suffering. Suffering. That's why I haven't made a lot of videos. When you see my vlog, it won't be very full. Like today is Friday, I believe. So, I've just been down for the count. Hormones. Fussing with me, messing with me. Oh my goodness, that's a lot here. Oh, hold on. Oh my goodness. Okay. Am I gonna do? Okay. There we go. Oh my lord. Okay. I just have too many flowers. What terrible problems I have, right? When I have too many flowers. God bless my life. Thank you for all that I have, because I know it's an honor and a privilege to have anything in this world. A lot of it is luck. A lot of it is luck. I ran out of real leaves, so I'm going to use these silk ones, which if you're just going to let this dry is fine. If you're going to peel it off later, it'll be fine too. It really won't hurt it. Hold on, I have to let my dogs in. I'll be right back. Oh, so while I'm doing this, I don't feel like there's a lot of instruction here. I think you know how to poke things through. I think you know how to glue leaves on top. This is like all my freaking crafts and art. I just, you know what, guys? Like, I do it as I go, and if I don't pay attention, I fucking burn myself. Oh my god. Alright, so I need another stick. So let's get to the point of things. So with Woodstock, the style that you're seeing is like, they probably would have had fresh flowers in their hair, most likely. If they were wearing something, they were wearing wildflowers. I'm guessing. That's what's available, right? You're in the middle of a farm, and that's where Woodstock was on a farm. I think I have too many flowers. What a terrible day. Here we go. Oops. Oops. Oh. Cut this off. There we go. Cut that off. Okay, so we're talking about the late 60s, but it's still fairly... You guys, it's so conservative that, like, we can't be friends with certain people, or, you know, whole towns flip out. So, you can't listen to certain types of music, or your family flips out. It's, like, probably worse than it is now. I don't know. It's the year I was born, though. So, I was born, when was I born? I was born in December of that year. So my mom, when she was pregnant with me, was spending her time singing hippie music in a hippie coffee shop, pissing off my grandmother, telling her she shouldn't be doing that shit. She's got children at home, and she's pregnant, and she shouldn't be singing and playing that guitar with all these drug addicts. She was. But she was. Anyway, because my dad worked 9 to 5, so of course she could. The hoe. Anyway, so she was having a good time, and I'm sure a lot of that shit rubbed off on me heavily. The influence of that late 60s energy. And wait, how's this working? Ooh, I think we needed a few more Gerber daisies to, like, make this look more plump. Oh, and I have some buttercups too. So anyway, as I was saying, so you're coming out of like a kind of conservative time, so it wouldn't have been like just a bunch of hippies right away. Those would have been cutting edge people. This was like a bunch of suburban kids hitchhiking together across country or carpooling or whatever, doing their thing, doing their hippie thing. And so the makeup for that time period was actually fairly light, and plus they were outside camping, but they would have had like false eyelashes, that cat eye that's popular in the mod look. This is not going to be perfect. So don't get it twisted. This is just for like, this is for a TikTok look. Let's just say it. Look, what do you want me to do? I'm an artist and I crave attention. So just get ready with me. These flowers are not perfect, guys. Like, I would probably send them back if I was inclined to do such things. Ooh, buttercups. We'll put buttercups in the front and it'll fix everything. You remember that rumor that if you put a buttercup under your chin, this will at least be good for some pictures. This poor moth-eaten Gerber daisy needs love. Let the sun shine. So I slapped some stuff on. I'll be honest with you. I think it's cute, but I don't know if I'd actually wear this to an event. But the strings all hang down. I don't know. Once I get my other look together, it'll be adorbs. But I think it's a little more Renaissance fair than hippie. You know? I don't know. I think it's more Heidi. But it's got a crystal in it. And so the whole point of it is that I'm reviewing, or not reviewing, I'm using some Crystal Cave makeup from Wet n Wild today to get ready. So I'm going to be doing like a pale 60s look, but I've got to get something to eat first. And I've got to do this before this wilts. So I'm going to put this in the fridge and get myself something to eat. See you later to put on makeup after I got a shower, all that stuff. So my Mother's Day package arrived. It was the chocolates were wrapped in this really pretty paper, and the things I'm gonna turn into wings. And it's so pretty. It's an arrangement. My kids gave this to me. I just want to brag about it. Thank you, guys. Hi, my name is Marjorie Delaney. I'm owner and operator of Magical Things, and I'm here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So let me just get into it. Like you, I've been shopping because I've been enclosed and confined and kind of bored and watching a bunch of makeup tutorials and feeling inspired and having no place to go. But I did order something and it was super affordable, or I wouldn't have ordered it. It was $25 and it goes with the theme of my company because it's kind of magical. It's called the Crystal Cave Collection by Wet n Wild. And I was really excited about getting this because I don't always purchase makeup online. Most of the time when I get makeup, I'm in the store. I don't really buy high-end brands. This is not a high-end brand. It was $25 and has a set of 4 things to it. And the reason why I bought it is because I've been wanting to add makeup into my face painting repertoire, to have the products there to use if someone wanted like a fantasy glam look. And I like the product Wet n Wild. It does not, just for some information, I bought this myself. I'm not getting any promotions. I would love to have a sponsor somewhere or be giving PR, but I'm not there. I have like 30 viewers total. So if y'all are coming upon me right now, will you please subscribe and like and make a comment, make a nice one, and share my videos. So that if you don't like this one, share another one. I don't know, but I would really like the channel to grow, to get some ad money, just like everybody else. But this collection is really cool. So you can see in it, it has rose quartz for love, jade for prosperity, amethyst for balance, and clear quartz for healing. And this, if you're into any magical crystals or anything, this is pretty much right on the money. Although I don't think I'd consider jade a crystal because it's not like the clear kind of thing. But it doesn't matter. It's makeup. So let's take a look at the box. I'm gonna keep the box because it's so pretty. They have 4 eyeshadows, and then they have 4 corresponding scents with the crystals in the bottom, and 4 corresponding lip glosses, 1 setting spray. What is this? Oh, it's like a brightening thing. I don't know what it's for. It says brightening rocks. I guess it's for illuminating. And this is like a facial highlighter. So I'll just show you. I don't know how well on camera these colors are going to come up because there's a lot of reflection, and I'm not opening them. The majority of this stuff is going back into my makeup and face painting kit until safer times. So I'm going to leave them sealed. But, wow, okay, probably not the best way. Hey, let's see if it fell apart from the fall. And it didn't. It stayed intact. This is the rose quartz. These looks are supposed to be very subtle and frosty, which I really like. I like a subtle frosty look for myself. And that pink is really pretty. It's like a study of like nudes, but with a shimmer in there. And then this green is sort of like an army olive green with a bit of a black green and a really pale white highlighter, which could make for some cool looks. Then I'm only going to take one of these sets and replace it because it's so cheap to replace. But I wonder if you can guess which one I'm going to take. So this is the amethyst, and it's got a study of purples. It's like a gray and purple and a little bit of like a mauve-y highlighter there. The crystal clear one is pretty awesome as far as like a nice neutral palette. It's kind of cute with this triangular shape like a crystal. Here's the highlighter. It's very pale. If you have darker skin, you can wear paler colors, but you have to put on like an eye primer. They do have an African American lady in the picture. Yes, and the purple is showing up on her very nicely, actually. Then they have all of the perfumes. Look at that. They have actual crystals in them. I don't know if they're like Swarovski crystals or crystal chips. I'll just show them all. I guess that's to... Jesus. What's that? There's the jade. And then... I tell you, there's the amethyst. I think these are actual little crystal chips in there. And then it's very hot today. Oh shoot. Then the crystal clear. I don't know what they smell like. I'm not going to open those necessarily. And then I'm going to show you the lips. And then we're going to get into like a get ready with me kind of thing. Here's the pink, which is rose quartz. It's a very, I should probably talk about it a little more. It's very sparkly. All these colors look like they're just completely day wearable. Like it's not gonna require you to dress up with some. It's just a slate green tinge to the jade. It's not green. And then we have this, the amethyst. Then the clear, crystal clear. Then let me show you the highlighter. Did I already show you the highlighter? I don't know, but there it is. And I'll show you these brightening rocks. These I'm probably going to replace. Look. They're really pretty. I guess you sort of just like do that over the face. Okay. So, what look am I going to do? I'm going to think about this. I don't know, what color do you think I want? Of course, I want the purple. I always like the purple. I get the perfume too. And I'm going to use setting spray is something that we'll check it out. I don't usually use setting spray. I do use sometimes primers. Right now I have my full base of makeup on. I had some blemishes. I don't feel like, really don't like yeah, look at my blemish. Let me cover it up in front of you. It's kind of gross. If you've ever followed one of my get ready with me tutorial thingamabobs before, you'll know that I really don't like using a lot of foundation. So I try to make it all look natural. I didn't see any blush in here, and so what I think I'm going to do is, let me talk about the makeup story first, because I miss festival season, and this summer is a big bummer for me. As a vendor of all things art and so many fun festivals, I am being denied not only employment but also great connections and love and peace and all that stuff. And I miss wearing my flower crowns. I just made one of these for the video, so I'll be having that on later. And I don't know, I just miss them. But you know, like the first festival that hit it off as far as like the hippie vibe would be Woodstock. And Woodstock really kind of just happened by accident, which is how most great things happen. And the look then at the end of the 60s was sort of very similar to the look at the beginning of the 60s, which was a very modern, clean kind of look, but with frosty eyeshadow and big lashes, minimal lip, minimal cheek, which is one of my favorite looks, actually. Usually, sometimes I like to go dramatic and give like this French type of look, but This is going to be a more of a festivally light look, because I think that's what these are kind of for. And what was I gonna say? So the festively light look. I don't know what I was gonna say after that. Oh, well, I wanna incorporate how they would have looked, because you have to understand there were no hippies yet. Some, like from the beatnik scene, and they were the people that wore like black berets and stuff like that. But as far as people checking out, dropping out, going and doing their own thing, that didn't happen a lot before 1968. We had just gotten civil rights. Martin Luther King was shot. Kennedy was shot. All these idyllic things were about to come, and I think people were just overwhelmed, and there was a war, and they just finally lost it that summer of love. And I think 68 is when it happened. I know I was born in 68, but you know, they just, I don't know, I feel like I have that vibe inside of me, because when my mother was pregnant with me in 1968, all she did was like sang out at a bookshop at night singing songs with her acoustic guitar, and I have like fetal memories of folk songs. It's really weird. Like whenever I hear certain Dylan tunes, it's like a cellular memory. It's wild. And so I want to not recreate, but do something similar to what they would have done. You have to understand that these were probably very young women coming to the festival, riding with their boyfriends or other girlfriends or whatever, and they had, you know, traditional values and traditional makeup and traditional look. I'm not going to do my brows for this look. I tend not to do my brows in anything. I know it's very fashionable to do that, but I like my brows the way they are, natural. It's not a lot of fuss. And whenever I've done my eyebrows, I feel like I look like that dog off the internet. So let's go into it. I already have my base on, and we're going to take a look at these eyeshadows. What are we going to do with them? I guess being also a teenager of the 80s, I liked frosty stuff, and I liked like a lot of eyeliner. Oh, false lashes were another thing in the 60s. If you can imagine being in the middle of a mud field and still bothering to put on false eyelashes, I don't want to talk about the sanitation of that. But, and the hairstyles at that point were just starting to grow out. You didn't have your full-on like love beads yet. Somewhat, people had that real hippy dippy look, like the rock stars and stuff had that from actually traveling on a pilgrimage from Europe through Pakistan into India. And what they would do there is buy clothes cheap, buy jewelry cheap, so they had lots of bangles. So I have all that stuff from Pakistan. So I'm so sorry I didn't open these off camera. Hold on. Okay, so that's the end of this video. I really enjoyed it. I try to make all my content to be fun and positive, and there's enough BS going on in the world. So anyway, if you like the crown, this one's $5 plus shipping. I also do pickup and delivery, because we can do that now in Virginia. And I want you to have a magical day. We're all trying very hard, so you do too. And if you like this video, or even if you didn't, give it a thumbs up, thumbs down. Please subscribe. Please get notifications. And please share this video and help me get more subscribers. As I said, I could use the ad money. And it's an easy way for like me to get money without you actually having to spend anything, which is kind of cool. So have a magical day. So it's Sunday, There's a lot of noise on the street. There's a barbecue going on next door. But that always happens. Anyway, I have some cool stuff coming up. Oh, there's a bunny. Oh my god. This is so perfect. No, Faye, no! Faye, leave him alone! Oh, thank God. Leave him alone. So you can see my tomatoes coming up, and things are even bigger than they were before. Look at this. Pumpkins. All my beans and peas and lettuce. Oh, my onions are coming up. This is cool. So the yard is looking good. I was glad to see that rabbit, but I don't want her eating him. I don't want her eating the bunny. Alright. So later on today, I'm going to do some cleaning. Some fooding. I don't want to attract my neighbors' attention right now because they'll invite me to the barbecue and I don't want to go. They're nice people though. It's not like they have like 30, 40 people. This is so cool though. I'm really loving the way the yard's looking. So anyway, I guess this is the way to end it, unless we have more happening later. There's my neighbors. Hi! Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Marjorie Delaney. I'm sure if you've been watching, you know that by now, and mostly it's just my friends and the subscriptions at this point. So this is my weekly vlog, and not much has happened this week. I recorded what I could. My garden's growing, and you'll see that. I was just kind of, well, I've been having hormonal issues this week, and I think I discussed that at some point, which is whatever. I got some work done. What did I do? I did one video where I had an imaginary festival. Maybe that's a little sad to some of you, but it was good to put on some makeup and make a little flower crown. Even if it's just for that. I really miss people. And I'm going to go and see some now that some of the restrictions have lifted. So I hope you've had a good week too. And I am owner, operator, and creator of the company Magical Things, and I'd like to at least explain what Magical Things is, because I've sort of been not producing a lot of art for sale, and I just really haven't been promoting my business that much during this time, because honestly I felt like people have more to worry about than going shopping for my crap. My art is non-essential. It's just, stuff you buy because you want to, and usually festival based, which I'm fine with because that's where I get my creativity from. And I don't know, I don't know how to explain it. There's two components to Magical Things. One is the art that I produce, but I also sell other people's art and retail. It just all has a fantasy base and a magical theme to it. And I honestly do try to live my life with fairies and glitter and things that really make me happy. Otherwise, I would be in complete misery during this whole difficult experience. I have to be careful of the words I use because YouTube actually censors content if you say the wrong words, which is like weird. You'll get demonetized. Not that I am monetized. I would like to be monetized, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm just talking about my business is sort of my life and my lifestyle. I don't I travel a little bit when we're able to, or I don't know if this is a thing of the past now. It's I don't want to get into that part of it, but my explanation, magical things is my art as well as some other people's art that I sell occasionally, and also retail products that I get that are spiritual magical supplies. So if you're into alternative spiritualities where you need supplies, I often have them with herbs and rocks and symbology. If you want it, I can find it. I haven't been posting that stuff. I have not updated my website so that you can get these things. I've been dealing with my own headspace up here, and also trying to get this house together and trying to get my head together, and getting my head together is not always that easy. But so if you've enjoyed this, watching my videos before, please like, share, and subscribe. I would really like to grow the channel. Thank you. And here's my week.